Hi and welcome to the Senior Network. I'm your host Greg Fulton, and today we are joined by Brad Wiest, AccuQuest Hearing Centers. Glad to have you, Brad.
Nice to be here, Greg.
Bob Scudda, the Scudda Advocacy Group. Good to see you again, Bob.
Good to see you, Greg.
Well, tell us, Brad, you're new to the show. We're excited to have you. Tell us a little bit about the hearing centers.
Okay, so AccuQuest Hearing Centers, we have 152 clinics across the United States. We're in about 20 states. And each clinic will have a practitioner as well as a patient care coordinator. And our duties range from testing hearing to fitting hearing aids to servicing these clients down the road.
And what is your role exactly?
So I am a hearing aid specialist.
You're a specialist, okay.
Specialist, yes. So what that means is I'm licensed by the state of South Carolina to dispense hearing aids. Wonderful.
Well, Bob, it's been a while. How are things going?
Good.
Busy, I hope.
Yeah, we are pretty busy. There's a lot going on out there. As I may have said before, what we are, the Scudda Advocacy Group, we're senior advocates. We advocate specifically for our clients, and in most cases that's a senior. It can be with somebody going through illness or disability. And what we do is we advocate for them holistically, from financial to medical to helping them with placement. All kind of different aspects is how we approach their situation. And most times people, when they're going through a crisis or in a situation where they really need somebody to step in that's objective, we are objective, and we in turn refer out to probably some of the professionals that you have from time to time here in the Senior Network, because they all do a great job, but they all have their specialties, including physicians. But sometimes when they're away from them, you need somebody to follow up and keep everything together cohesively, and that's what we do.
And this is your own company, correct?
It is, yes.
And you service what areas?
Primarily, we service all of Beaufort, Beaufort County, and down into Chatham County and Savannah. But we have clients as far south as Jacksonville. Of course, when we go down there, it's more of a day visit with them, and some up towards the Charleston area.
And Brad, you said you're in the local office here. Where's your office located?
We're in Bluffton, in Sheridan Park.
Gotcha.
Very close to the DMV and the Sonic restaurant. And I also have a clinic in Savannah. So I just started out there just about 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
So you go back and forth between the two?
So I go back and forth, so it's part-time in each and keeps me busy.
Well, educate us a little bit. I don't really know a lot about hearing aids. Tell us a little bit about the benefits of those products.
So hearing loss affects a lot of people. And only about 10% of people with a mild loss are getting fit with hearing aids. So what that means is that a lot of people are not hearing their families, their loved ones, or having difficulties in restaurants and crowded environments and things like that. So that's what we're trying to help with. So the process really starts by them coming in and we test their hearing. So we do a 3-part hearing test. We take a look in their ears, make sure everything looks healthy. We actually have a video otoscope so they can see that. They can see if they're plugged, if they have any health issues. Then we do a little word test together in the room, usually with a family member. So to really kind of see what they're missing. And then we do a full evaluation in a soundproof booth. So we do a whole audiometric test, and we'll be able to tell whether or not they have a hearing loss and where that hearing loss is. So if they
Are there different types of hearing aids? Or?
There's different types of hearing aids, yeah. So they're custom products, which means they go in the ear entirely. And they're also over-the-ear products, which normally is what most people are fitting these days. So within those two types of hearing aids, there's lots of different types of technology we can build into them.
Like meaning?
So basically Bluetooth connectivity and going directly to iPhone and all that kind of stuff is now in hearing aids. They even have GPS in them now in case you lose them, you can find them. So the more bells and whistles you get in there, the more costly they can get, and the better they can perform though as well. So
now, is this something that would Medicare or insurance pay for?
So Medicare does not help with hearing aids. They provide 80% of the evaluation, which our company, we don't even charge for. So we do free testing, but they do not help cover for hearing aids, unfortunately. So private insurances, depending on the individual's policy, we always look into that. So we ask that people bring their, any kind of private insurance cards with them. So we do offer 0% financing as well. So between maybe some help with insurance and financing program, we try to make it affordable for everybody.
Great. How long have you been with them, Brad? AccuQuest.
I've been with AccuQuest for almost 5 years now.
Wow.
And I've been in this Bluffton market for almost the majority of that.
That time, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Bob, I know, like you said, Advocacy Group, you work a lot with, I mean, you name it, any kind of service that deals. Is it mainly with the senior population that you're working with?
In this area, it is for whatever, there could be a lot of reasons, but there are a lot of seniors in this area, as we all know, but a lot of seniors maybe that don't have a reliable support network, whether they've moved here, or there are a number of people, maybe they moved here because they don't have children, or maybe they're not even married, but it really helps to have somebody sort of looking over, because you can forget a lot of what is available to you. Some people forget they have insurance policies. They make mistakes with investments, and we're sort of that hub, or if we see something that raises a red flag, we refer it to somebody. Or if we see somebody that needs a certain type of care, we're going to refer it to a trusted person or a trusted company that we've worked with in the past, typically.
Well, I'm very impressed. I know with Right at Home that we work a lot with you, and I know that we had a member patient a while back, and it was amazing how you went in and you got in, and like you said, you just kind of dug through the drawers, found issues, found things that were falling through the cracks, kind of put it all together and dispersed it out to the experts, like you said, be it financial, attorney, whatever, and work through that. So it's kind of like when you go in and do that type of thing, is that an hourly fee that you would work with?
Yeah,
or?
we typically charge an hourly fee, and we only charge for the time, and it's the time that we have 2 registered nurses that work with us, so they are more intense on the medical side. But ironically, when we're involved, we're sometimes just in for a couple, 3 hours getting something set up, and then maybe next week, and then we're really dispersing most of that work out, because we don't perform any of the manual tasks. We don't provide the nursing. We don't, obviously are not financial advisors. We don't provide anything legal. And when we refer out, we don't take any referral fees or give any referral fees. But it's lately, though, we've seen a lot of people that are just what I would call exposed, maybe don't have a power of attorney. And then if they lose their abilities, it's hard to find somebody to step in and make choices for them, because they haven't chosen ahead of time who can maybe pay their bills or voice their wishes from a healthcare standpoint.
So if they don't have family support or children or anything, are you folks yourself able to be the power of attorney?
Yeah, we will act as a power of attorney. Of course, we would take time and get to know them better and make sure we understand, their healthcare choices on the one hand, or make sure we understand their finances on the other hand, if we're going to go ahead and do that for them. I really am appointed as a conservator and as a guardian in Beaufort County, as well as Chatham County and some different places throughout. And that's through the probate court. And that's typically when somebody really doesn't have anybody, has lost capacity, and they, in essence, are sort of a ward of the state, and the state's going to assign somebody to look after them. We're happy to do that, although I sure wish that they had taken some time and put together at least what they wanted. We make our best assumption of what somebody would have wanted, and obviously keep everybody comfortable. But it's nice to know if somebody would rather have a window view with a water view, or the window view with the trees, just so we could make them feel. But our nurse looks after them about every 2 weeks. Sometimes they're in facilities, but the other thing we're seeing a lot of lately is fraud, which seems to be increasing more and more.
Yeah. When you like in the facilities or in homes, what do you mean?
More at homes.
Yeah.
It's just and this has been said a lot of times, it's just a sort of a bad situation where sometimes the seniors become more isolated, like we all would crave interaction with somebody. So somebody that's nice to them, or promising them something, and sometimes it's innocent. Sometimes it starts with them trying to help somebody out and somebody becomes dependent on it. But I have a case now that's really pretty extreme, where somebody's lost hundreds of thousands of dollars, but they don't remember that they're giving the money away. So it's hard to convince somebody if they can't remember that they're doing something wrong, because all their life they've had confidence in what they've done. But we're working through that, but it takes a lot of on-site, and you have to be there a lot to try to help. Yeah.
Well, you're touching on our world at Right at Home a lot too, and we see this, and that's why when we go in and meet with families, I always encourage people to use companies and agencies like us, because we're going to make you sign agreements and stuff where you can't be giving gifts and money to caregivers and things like that, because like I said, you could be dealing with an Alzheimer's patient or someone with dementia that they're just wanting to help out, and they start giving and giving and giving, and then you find yourself upside down at what you're talking about. So we try up front to make sure we put agreements in place for that. Yeah. So I know what you're saying with that.
It's tough.
Well, Brad, I was sitting here thinking about your business in the medical community that we all work in. What's a referral source for you? Is it word of mouth or hospital, physician?
So word of mouth is what we're really trying to go for. So if we are doing the right things and we're helping the clients and they're hearing better, what we're hoping is that they tell their friends. You know, we really rely on that as a big revenue generating source. So we also do lots of advertising as well.
Okay.
So we letters and mailers and TV ads and things like that.
I understand.
So, yeah.
You may have mentioned, I may have missed it. Are you franchised or is it all corporate?
We're all corporate.
All corporate,
We're
okay.
all corporate. So we, at one point, were the largest private hearing aid company in the United States, and recently we were bought out by William Demott Holdings,
Okay.
who is the largest manufacturer of hearing aids in the world, actually.
Awesome.
So we've got a lot more,
understand.
support and buying
Hold that
power.
thought. We're going to need to take a break. Stay with us. We'll be right back here on the Senior Network.